kids, here we are halfway through November. Wow, November 15th. Where has the year gone? I think we're running out of time, though, too, because we're coming up on the Dirty Dozen Debt Super Committee deadline by the 23rd, when they're supposed to come up with the decisions that are going to affect us all as a nation. In actuality, folks, it's Monday. Monday is drop dead day for the Debt Super Committee, because by their own decisions, they have to post it 48 hours before our esteemed members of Congress get to view it as we and make the decisions as to whether or not they want to go forward. So we're coming very close to that day, Monday. Good to have you with us this day here on the program. JD, good to have you on board. As always, we appreciate you taking your time to spend it with us here on the program, where intellectual anarchy is encouraged and nurtured for now. Jesse producing, Don producing, working the dials, Mike screening the calls, emails at the website, jerrydoyle.com. Poll question up there for you today. In the American Spectator, Jeffrey Laud asks, quote, "Is Newt Gingrich America's Churchill?" Suggesting that in these dire times, voters will look past his 3 marriages, extramarital business, and all the rest, end quote. So I asked the question, will you? 42% say I will. Newt then is Newt Churchill now, and 58% say I won't. Newt then is Newt now. You can answer it there at the website or here at 800-876-4123. Infidelity, extramarital business. Business is where you're actually doing something, right? I love how Jeffrey Lord, when he's trying to get you to not realize what Gingrich is really all about, suggests that in these dire times, we're going to look past his 3 marriages, and he calls his affairs extramarital business. You see, he's always busy. He's always working for the people. He's always doing something. Extramarital business and all the rest. He sounds like Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger used to go, well, we have the budget crisis, we have the problems with the illegals in the schools and the crowding and all of those things. It's like Gingrich. 3 marriages, extramarital business, and all the rest. Will you or won't you? Right now, the battle plays out. 42% say, I can look the other way. 58% say, no, I can't. Now, in watching the latest poll numbers out there about who's up, who's down, top tier, second tier, no tier, cry me a tier, apparently now there's a didymalak on how the Republican race is shaping up. There seems to be, for all intents and purposes, a statistical tie. Republican Party candidates in a 4-way dead heat. Herman Cain, Mitt Romney, and Newt Gingrich. Is tied with Cain, Romney, and Gingrich. Dead heat at the top choices for Iowans likely to attend the January 3rd Republican presidential caucus. A Bloomberg News poll shows Cain at 20%, at 19%, Romney at 18%, and Gingrich at 17% among likely attendees. Economic issues such as jobs, taxes, and government spending are driving voter sentiment. Rather than what? Social issues like what? Abortion and gay marriage. Hello, Republican Party. Welcome to reality. Welcome to reality. It's about the economy, stupid. It's about jobs. But no, when in doubt, roll religion, abortion, and gay marriage out. About a quarter of likely caucus goers say social issues are more important to them, compared with 71% who say it's fiscal concerns. And the is Ron Paul. Now, we know Fox News will go out of its way to try and diss him. We know CNBC will do the same. O'Reilly will do the same. CBS will do the same to try and make someone relevant, irrelevant, Ron Paul. We also have come to see how they will go out of their way to rehabilitate the thrice married, extramarital businessman and all the rest candidate, Newt Gingrich. Now, it was an interesting 12 hours on Fox News, because this morning I was listening to Greg Jarrett, and I was very happy to see Fox News actually doing some serious reporting about Newt Gingrich. Not what Fox News usually does, which is to just make them out to whatever they want them to be and to try and sell you on something. Now, again, we know how they go out of their way to make Ron Paul and his followers non-existent. That's been proven. This morning, this was an exchange with Larry Sabato about Newt Churchill, Newt Gingrich, the thrice-married, extramarital businessman, and all the rest. Listen to the list of who Newt was, but now they're trying to tell us he might be America's Churchill.
Well, let's put up some of the baggage that trails Newt. Once he endorsed cap and trade, now he opposes it. He advocated a health care mandate. Now he doesn't. He was fined $300,000 penalty for ethics violations when he was Speaker. He was paid $300,000 by Freddie Mac before it failed. Of course, the infamous marital infidelities leading to 2 divorces. Then there's that curious 6-figure jewelry bill at Tiffany's. And more recently, Larry, he advocated intervention in Libya. Then he argued against it. He praised the Ryan Medicare plan. Then he said it's right-wing social engineering. He filmed that crazy global warming ad with Nancy Pelosi calling it dumb later on. But then he said, oh, I'd do it all over again. Look.
Wow.
Newt Churchill. Maybe he should change his name from Newt Gingrich to Newt Churchill. He'd have a better chance of getting by on Fox News. The wary eye of Fox News, wary of Newt Gingrich. Now, we know Fox News is in the bag for Mitt Romney. But last night, in an utter display of how you try and make someone other than what they are, when you're shilling for someone, I give you the focus group phony Sean Hannity in this absolutely horribly produced, edited, massaged attempt to get in front of what would be legitimate criticisms about Newt's past, just like there should be legitimate criticisms about Obama's policy. But Hannity trying to shill for Gingrich, getting in front of what is going to be the right looking at and the left looking at the past of Gingrich, who they're trying to make into a modern-day Churchill. This was phenomenal to watch. It was so bad, it was good. Here's Sean Hannity, the focus group phony, with Newt Churchill. Can you tell us about, well, you know.
All right, the one area that I would predict that you're going to have questions raised, and even your own daughter wrote a column about this, is Newt Gingrich divorced his wife on her deathbed. Now, your former wife is still alive, and your daughter had to point that out in an article. But we saw how personal things got for Herman Cain and the issue of personal life. What are you going to do when inevitably the media brings this up? What would your answer be?
Well, part of it you just pointed out is to note that my daughter Jackie Cushman has written a column which is available and is pretty definitive about how dishonest and how false those kind of attacks were.
The deathbed divorce defense.
She's not dead.
She's not dead. So, yeah, that's it. She's
so what do you
not
say
dead.
about leaving your wife? Oh, my daughter wrote an article.
My daughter wrote an article.
Go check it out.
I'm helping her to sell books, and yeah, my deathbed divorce. She's not dead. But did you go into the hospital? Did you negotiate the terms of the divorce
She's
while
still
she
alive.
was dying? What is that? She's still alive.
Still alive. Go read their article.
Oh.
Daughter wrote it.
How are you different than you were when you were Speaker?
Oh, I think I'm much more mature than I was when I was Speaker.
Okay. That was a long time ago, right, Sean?
This is a long time ago.
Two things.
You've been out of office. You were out of
That's
office
right.
a long. I'm not trying to tell you you're old. I'm a lot older too. But
One.
Thank you, Sean.
So awkward.
You see, you have to understand, folks, when you watch this stuff, this was not the scene playing itself out in real time. Having been an actor, you have to prepare yourself for the scene. The scene has a beginning, a middle, and an end, but the story has a beginning, a middle, and an end, of which the scene is a part of. You have to understand what's happening right now. Hannity's shilling for Gingrich. So before this poorly edited interview, which didn't even start with a player introduction of Newt Churchill. It just went right to the question of the deathbed divorce. When has that ever been done where we don't know who the players are? But this was all talked about in advance. A phone call that said, hey, here's what we're going to do. This is what's going to happen. Here's how I can help you. This is what I'm going to ask. This is what you should probably say. And if you say that, then it'll probably lead me to this. All this a scene that was not playing out beginning, middle, and end. It was part of a larger script. Actors not ready for their primetime roles.
How are you different than you were when you were a speaker?
Oh, I think I'm much more mature than I was when I was speaker.
I'm a big kid with pull-ups. Wow!
I'm a big kid now. Bum, bum. Even the kids are cheering Newt Churchill. This was one of the most pathetic attempts by an organization, by a supposed, what would you call Hannity besides a tool? A focus group phony, a shill for the Republican Party. Oh, see, I'm a registered independent? Yeah, okay, like we can't see that one. I get it. So if you register as an independent, you're not really a Republican. Oh, I see. Okay. This was all an attempt to try and be a star, to try and massage things the way you would like them to be. And as Fox News goes out of its way to try and separate Ron Paul and the votes that he gets and the support that he has, to make believe he doesn't even exist, this is yet another attempt by another news organization to try and convince the people that the people they want, the people they're shilling for, the people that they think you should be behind, are going to be presented to you in a way that is completely different from the facts about who they were, who they are, but more importantly, maybe a little insight into who they're going to be when the kingmakers decide it's your turn to vote and to exercise your free will. I would have to suggest to the people at Fox and CBS and CNBC, you know what? The game is over because we are hip to what you're all about. You can manipulate the stock market. You can manipulate the news. You can manipulate the people. You can manipulate anything it is that you think you have control over. But the one thing you can't manipulate is reality. And reality has come smack in the face of the fiction that these outlets and these people have been selling for decades. Hello, Mr. Reality. Mr. Reality would like to not shake your hand, but give you the cold slap of reality back that what you've been doing has not been benefiting this nation. Most people in this country are left of the far right of the Tea Party and right of the far left of the Occupy Wall Street movement. Most of us live in the middle. That's where reality exists. Clowns to the left of us, jokers to the right. Here I am, happily stuck in the middle with you.
The Jerry Doyle Show.
How are you different than you were when you were a speaker?
Oh, I think I'm much more mature than I was when I was speaker.
And part of that maturity is genuflecting in front of the altar of religion to suck up to the base, where he goes to the basilica every Sunday and watches his current wife, Callista, sing in the choir, giving him a sense of comfort. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Stick with me.
What makes you think she's a witch? Boss, she turned me into a newt. A newt. I got better.
The Jerry Doyle Show.